Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to my studio. Handmade bags are such a fun way to accessorize your outfit. In my 15-year career as a knit and crochet designer, I have designed dozens of bags. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to crochet an adorable market bag. You can use it in so many different ways. You can take it to the market, obviously. You could also take it to the beach, use it as a travel bag, or line it and make a super cute summer purse. I'm going to show you step by step how to make the bag and also talk about how to modify it to make other sizes. We'll be using Be So Fresh yarn, which is 100% linen sport weight yarn, and we'll be using a size F5 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. Follow the links in the video description for more information on Be So Fresh yarn, the crochet hook I'm using, and also the written instructions for this market bag. You want to start by tying your yarn to your crochet hook. You can use a slip knot, a square knot, whichever you prefer. There's no wrong way to tie your yarn to your crochet hook. And we're going to start the base of the bag with a series of foundation ovals. And what that means is we're going to chain 4 and treble crochet into the 4th chain from our hook. We don't count the loop on our hook, so we count back 1, 2, 3, 4, yarn over twice, insert your hook in the specified chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And this is one foundation oval. We're going to do that again, chain 4, yarn over twice, insert your hook in the 4th chain from your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. We now have a second foundation oval. They're like little ovals that we're creating in a line. We're going to do another one, chain 4, treble crochet in the 4th chain from your hook, three foundation ovals, four foundation ovals. I'm going to end with 5 foundation ovals to give you a miniature version of the bag. For the demonstration purposes, please refer to the written pattern for more information on making the full-size bag. And you want to make sure that you end up with an odd number of ovals if you're modifying the bag from the original pattern as well. So now I have 5 foundation ovals, and what we're going to do in round 1 is we're going to be working into these holes. They're kind of like having rings at the beginning of a motif, right? So we're going to be working into those, and in order to make round 1 a round instead of a row, we're going to be working along the top side and then come around and work into the bottom side of these foundation ovals and then come back and join in the round. So round 1 begins with a chain 1 and a single crochet right into that giant hole of the foundation oval. Then working along the top side of the ovals, we're going to work 7 double crochets into that same foundation oval. Double crochet is yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2. We're going to do a total of 7. In the next foundation oval, we're going to work a single crochet. Insert your crochet hook into the space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. In the next foundation oval, we're going to work 7 double crochets. In the next foundation oval, we're going to work a single crochet. And in the next so we're going to repeat that across. We're going to alternate working a single crochet and 7 double crochets into each foundation oval across. And then when you get to the last foundation oval, we're going to be working into this several times to then turn the corner and be able to work in the underside. So we're going to work 7 double crochets, 1 single crochet, and 7 double crochets all into this foundation oval. I like to hang on to the tail and try to work over it. It helps give us one less tail to weave in at the end of the project. And notice how as I'm working this large amount of stitches, I'm turning my work to position myself to now be on the underside of those foundation ovals. After I finish this particular section, I'll set it down so you can see it. Okay, so we did our single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and single crochet in the next foundation oval, and you can see now we have our 7 double crochets, single crochet, 7 double crochets, all in that one foundation oval, which then made us turn the corner so we can now work along the underside of the foundation ovals and turn this into a round. So we're going to continue in our same established pattern, alternating 1 single crochet in a foundation oval and 7 double crochets in the next foundation oval. And then when we come to our last foundation oval, which is the first one we started in, remember we started with a single crochet and 7 double crochets. So to mimic what we did in this turning one, we're going to work the second set of 7 double crochets in here now. And we'll slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. And this is what the end of round 1 should look like. Round 1 begins with slip stitch into each of the first 2 stitches, chain 1, and single crochet in the same space. Chain 5, skip the next 3 stitches and single crochet in the next, chain 5, skip the next 3 stitches and single crochet in the next. And this is what we will repeat all the way around. At the end of this round, I'll show you how to modify the last chain 5 space. On the last repeat, we replicate our chain 5 with a chain 2 and double crochet into the single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. The chain 2 double crochet counts as our last chain 5 space, but also positions us into the top center of the chain 5 space to begin the next round. This is what the end of round 1 should look like. Round 2 begins with a chain 1 and single crochet into the same chain 5 space. Chain 5 and single crochet into the next chain 5 space. Our repeat for the whole round is chain 5, single crochet in the next chain 5 space. You want to repeat that all the way to the end, and then I'll show you how we modify our last chain 5 space before joining. On our last chain 5 space, we're going to replace it with a chain 2 and double crochet into the single crochet at the beginning of the round to join, and that chain 2 double crochet counts as our last chain 5 space, but also positions us into the top center of that chain 5 space for beginning the next round. This is what the end of round 2 should look like, and you can see because we're not doing any increases in the round, we're starting to create a little boat or a little bowl. And as the edges start rolling up on themselves, which is what they're supposed to do if there's no increase in the round, eventually we'll start to see this, the beginning at the base of the bag. Round 4 begins with a chain 1 and single crochet into the first chain 5 space, chain 5, and single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Round 4 is identical to round 3. What the end of round 4 should look like. So we did our round 1 with the double crochet shells, round 2, 3, and 4 were the chain 5 meshes, and this is the repeat for the pattern. We have rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rounds 3 and 4 were also identical. And you'll notice that we're starting to curl up on the bag now, which is a good thing. That means we're getting the base is flat and the sides are coming up. And as the bag grows now, those walls will just get taller. So round 5 is a repeat of round 1, so it's chain 1 and single crochet into the same space, 7 double crochets into the next chain 5 space, and single crochet in the next chain 5 space. And you want to repeat this all the way around. Okay, this is the toughest round as we're transitioning between that slightly curled up edge and now it's truly becoming more bag-like, and you can see the walls are definitely established now. So at the end of this round we're going to slip stitch to join to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round, and you see we definitely have that establishment of working in the round without increases and getting that bag shape established. So now you want to repeat rounds 1 through 4 until your bag is the desired height that you want, or follow the written instructions for the exact same bag that I made, and from there I'll show you how to do the simple handles. Okay, so I've done a couple repeats of the pattern ending on a round 5, and I wanted to explain a little something to you. You notice how the shells were round 1 and then the mesh were rounds 2, 3, 4, and then the shells were also round 5, and then the pattern is to repeat rounds 2 through 5, when you may wonder to yourself sometimes, well, why aren't we just repeating rounds 1 through 4 and not skipping round 1 and saying 2 through 5, when really it's the same thing, right? It is the same thing, except in the way that you describe where and how you work round 1, it's usually into a starting chain or foundation ovals, whereas the first repeat of round 1, which in this case is round 5, is worked into one of the repeatable rounds. So rounds 2, 3, and 4 are repeatable, and so to work round 1 as round 5, repeating into a previous repeating round, that's why patterns have to be written that way. So we did round 1, 2, 3, 4, which is our pattern repeat, but to repeat it in written format, we're really repeating rounds 2 through 5 to do that same thing. And so you're repeating rounds 2 through 5, 3 rounds of mesh, 1 round of shells, and ending on a round 5. Now to begin the handles, we're going to start with a band of single crochet along this top edge, and in order to keep it even and not stay scalloped like this, we're going to only work 5 stitches for every 8 you see, and I'm going to explain that in a second. So we're on top of the single crochet that we slipped into from the previous round. We're also going to skip or slip stitch into each of the next 2 double crochets. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in that double crochet in each of the next 4. Chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches, 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches, chain 1, skip the next 3 stitches and single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches. Chain 1. Repeat this all the way around. On the last repeat, we did our last chain 1, last skip 3 stitches, and slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. The next round is chain 1, 1 single crochet into each of the next 5 single crochets, and 1 single crochet in the next chain 1 space. And you want to repeat this all the way around. Stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. The next round begins with a chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch, and we're going to work 1 single crochet in each stitch around. And slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. You want to repeat this round until you have about an inch band. If you're making your bag the same size as mine, you'll want to refer to the written pattern for the actual number of stitches to do across the top, as well as the number of chains for the handle. But what I want to show you with the reduced size sample is that how I do the handles for this bag is really just a formula. So the reduced size sample here has 36 stitches around the perimeter at the top of the bag. So what I like to do is divide that by 4, keeping 1/4 of the stitches here, 1/4 of the stitches here at the corners, and then keeping 1/4 of the stitches centered in the front and 1/4 of the stitches centered in the back. Then from there, I add the handles by skipping the number of stitches in the front and adding double that number of stitches in the handle, and doing the same thing on the back. So now that I've said that, I'm going to show you what I mean by all that. So I told you we had 36 stitches here. So 36 divided by 4 is 9. So for the beginning here, we're going to slip stitch across the first 9 stitches. Now we're going to single crochet in the next 9 stitches. Then we'll slip stitch across the next 9 stitches. And single crochet in the last 9 stitches. Okay, so now we've made it around and we've done slip stitch in the center 9, single crochet in the side 9s, and slip stitch in the center 9s on the back. So we're now ready to add our handles over the area that we slip stitched. So we're going to chain 18, and I came up with that number because I'm doubling the number of stitches that I skipped from the slip stitches. And you can see, you can recognize the slip stitches separate from the single crochets because the V portion of the stitch is on the top and also showing on the front side. See how you can see a V in the front, whereas where the single crochets start, the V is only at the top and you can see the side of the stitch like in the previous rounds. So we skipped 9, doubled that for our chain, so we did chain 18, skipped 9 slip stitches, and single crochet in the next 9 single crochets. Chain 18, skip the 9 slip stitches, and single crochet in the next 9 single crochets. Again, we worked in quarters to separate those 4 portions of the round, and then we doubled the number of, for however many slip stitches you skip, you double that number for the number of chains to create the handle. And this is for making a small handle that is really just meant for holding, not for carrying over your shoulder. And again, this is a smaller version. How cute is this already? This would be great for a cell phone case or some other cute little case to keep in your purse. Oh my gosh, once you line this, you could make this a makeup bag or an eyeglass case once you made it long enough, or actually once it stretches out, it probably is great for sunglasses. Ha, I think that's what I'm going to use mine for. So at this point, you're just going to single crochet around the entire perimeter, a couple more rounds just to beef up the sides of these chains. And in order to crochet into these chains, I know a lot of times I like to say you can crochet into the actual space around the chain, but for something this large, you're going to want to single crochet into each and every chain individually. So it's just 1 single crochet for every chain and 1 single crochet for every single crochet around. And on your final round for this project, I highly recommend slip stitching in every stitch around just to get that nice tight body that's going to replicate the chains at the beginning of the handles and the chains at the bottom of the purse base. If you have any questions about this, please leave them for me in the comments. Make sure to follow the links in the video description for more information on Be So Fresh yarn, the crochet hook I used, and also how to download the written instructions for the market bag. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.